Welcome to Sign for the Times. The Society for the Involvement of Good Neighbors, commonly known as SIGN, is a not-for-profit agency in Yorkton, Saskatchewan, Canada, that provides 24 social and community programs and services that fulfill its mission, provide leadership programs and services that assist, support, and empower children, adults, and families to achieve lifelong success. SIGN believes that will lead to strong and caring citizens and communities. Our podcasts explore those programs and include conversations with staff who organize and run the programs, and at times people who have used the services of SIGN. My name is Dick DeRuyck. SIGN reaches beyond Yorkton to provide services and has two very active programs in Kamsack, Saskatchewan, about an hour northeast of Yorkton by road. One of those programs is the Kamsack Family Resource Centre, a partnership with the Saskatchewan Health Authority. The focus of the centre is on promoting and teaching healthy childhood development and enhancing and further developing positive parenting skills. The staff at the Family Resource Centre has previously been provided with food for distribution by Second Harvest, an innovative organization operating across Canada which prevents unnecessary waste of edible food by setting up ways to redistribute and use surplus food from stores and restaurants. By working with large and diverse group of partners and connecting food donors and nonprofit organizations, Second Harvest Food Rescue Program takes edible, delicious food and ensures it doesn't end up in landfills. You can learn more about this program at www.secondharvest.ca. A year ago, the Emergency Food Security Fund, administered by Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada, was announced by the federal government as part of the COVID-19 measures. It provided up to $100 million to Canadian food banks and other national food rescue organizations to help improve access to food for people experiencing food insecurity due to the pandemic. The government worked with Food Banks Canada, Second Harvest, Community Food Centres Canada, Breakfast Club of Canada, Salvation Army, and others to distribute funding to regional agencies that have an established food aid distribution network for providing food to those in need. In October last year, the government announced an additional $100 million to further support food security. The Kamsack Family Resource Centre applied to Second Harvest and was approved to receive funding for its proposed two-part project. Today, we have with us Andrea and Megan Peters, who manage and operate the Kamsack Family Resource Centre's regular programming and the extra projects it takes on to assist families in Kamsack. Let's talk first about Kamsack Family Food Security, an on-demand food accessibility program. I understand it's like a food bank, but not quite the same.
So there's no food bank in Kamsack. So hopefully this will provide some of the basic food needs of families who have an emergency situation. We will provide food on an as-needed basis to families who have been referred to the program through various social service and community agencies in Kamsack, like schools, churches, social services, the town office, public health, and intervention services that visit the community as well.
It's intended to meet emergency food needs of families. Obviously, it shouldn't be thought of as a regular source of food because it's a temporary program, right? So who is eligible to be referred to this?
Well, our Family Resource Centre is for families with young children, prenatal up until the age of 5. For this program, we are extending it to any families who live in the town of Kamsack and who have children 10 and under. Until we know what the demand is and what food supply we're going to be able to distribute, we have to limit it to the Kamsack residents only. This hopefully can change in the future when we find other partners for this program other than Agri Canada and Agri-Food Canada. But for now, that's what we can do, Dick.
So Kamsack people, they have to have a physical address in Kamsack, not just a box number. They have to have a physical address and actually live in Kamsack, right?
Right. We want them to have their home in Kamsack.
Right. So when will this start, and how long do we know how long it's going to continue?
We are planning to start in early June. That's all we can say for sure at this time. We're just kind of working on getting things up and running. We don't know when it's going to end at this point. When the funding's all used up, we'll have to stop. We hope to continue well into the fall and maybe to the end of the year, but that's going to depend on when the money runs out. We're also kind of hoping another agency will be inspired to pick this up and keep it going, though. It's not part of our normal programming, but just due to the extenuating circumstances with COVID, we made this a priority. But it would be nice for someone else to kind of take charge with this and curb food insecurity in Kamsack, because we know that it's such an issue.
Yeah. Yeah. So anybody else who's interested in helping out or at some point taking this over, I'm sure you'd be happy to talk to them, right?
Absolutely.
What kind of food items are you going to be able to supply to these families with young kids?
Thanks to the town of Kamsack, mayor and council, as of yesterday, we were told that we have an extra space at no charge. So in that space, following all the food guidelines from public health and with our food safety, we are going to be able to have refrigerators, freezers. We're going to be able to purchase fresh food every week, milk, baby formula, eggs, other food items that maybe require little or no preparation for storing. We're also going to invite other retail stores and local producers to contribute to the program. The grant's going to allow us to purchase food, like I had said earlier, food-grade storage equipment. This week, Megan was able to tour Yorkton Salvation Army Food Bank and see how they're running and what they are putting in their stock for their food bank. We're well on our way. We have the space, we have the funds, we have the need. We're ready.
You've learned a lot in the last week or so, I gather.
Yes.
We have. Yeah. It's been good.
The whole process for people who have been referred to pick up food has some requirements around it, because, as we've already mentioned, both of you are still operating the Family Resource Centre. This is basically an added-on project that you're trying to fill in. So tell us what the process is for people who have been approved to access the food security.
So people will have to be referred by a Kamsack organization or an agency. So like what we had listed earlier in our chat. And we've provided them with the referral forms, which they can provide to us, so we know who to expect. The referral form process is not complicated. It's basically, we want them to know who the food's going to, where they live, and how old their kids are. So it's pretty basic. Food items can be picked up at the FRC at the Crow Stand Center on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 9 and 4. So we're at 241 2nd Street in Kamsack. And we ask that before coming to pick up food, they call us at 306-542-1010. That's our office. Or they can call or text us at my cell phone number, which is 590-8070, or Andrea at 306-590-7535. So we know who to expect and when they're coming.
Will you take it out? Will it be curbside, or with all the COVID stuff that's in place, how are you handling that?
With COVID, we'll keep it as low contact as possible. So we'll either set it outside and they can just pick it up on the steps, or we can leave it, right outside for them to pick up.
Obviously, safe. Minimal contact is the whole idea behind that. But this food security part of it, that's not all you're doing. You have a second program that not only provides food, but also a lot of information about how to prepare it and about nutrition, recipes, all that kind of stuff.
Yes, right, Dick. We've called it the Kamsack Family Meal Kits. And we really are hoping to improve the nutrition for families by giving them tools on how to prepare and cook healthy meals for themselves and for their children. and hopefully will encourage long-term healthy eating habits. This will be done by providing them definitely with the recipe and the ingredients and some educational information regarding healthy eating and healthy outcomes for the family. The recipes will be used for healthy foods that are easy to access and easy for busy families to prepare that meal. The meal kit information will be available on social media, so it's easy to access, and we'll also provide it in print form with the kit. We were able to have Jace Transport donate cardboard boxes for us, new cardboard boxes. And we're looking at the co-op to donate some of their co-op legacy grocery bags. So it's going to go real smooth that way. We're not asking families to bring in containers for pickup. We'll have it all set up. And we're hoping that families will keep those recipes in those boxes and use them over and over. And we hope that they create some new ones.
It'll allow them to get a little creative in the kitchen if they have the time to do that.
Obviously. Right. Yeah. Right.
Are the eligibility criteria the same for that as they are for the food security program?
Yeah, so it's available to families with children aged 10 and under who physically live in Kamsack. So again, for now, you have to be living in Kamsack to access this program. The number of meal kits available each week is limited just because there's only 2 of us. So we'll have 20 kits to distribute, and advanced registration is required. So families can register various ways, including a registration form on the SIGN website at www.signyorkton.ca. We'll also have our Facebook available for registrations, and they can call us or text us too.
Okay, so lots of ways for them to indicate that they're interested. And this will start in June as well. Is that the plan?
Yep, that's correct. So we expect the first sign-up day to be May 31st, with the first kits available for pickup on June 3rd. Registration must be done before 3:30 p.m. on Mondays, and the kits will be ready to be picked up Thursdays by 4:30. And then if there's someone who, for whatever reason, can't come on a Thursday, they must be picked up by Friday. Just we're not storing food over the weekend. Mm-hmm. And families will be encouraged to pick up their meal kits curbside as well at the center. However, we can deliver if transportation is a barrier. And then the kits will be available weekly in June, but we're going to review that after the first month to make sure that we can handle it all.
It's a brand new program, and you may have to change exactly how it works as you go along, as you're saying, and that's very understandable. But people will be able to find out if things change well ahead of time. You have a very active social media channels, and we have the website, so people should keep an eye on that just in case things change.
Definitely. People can follow us on Facebook. We'll keep everybody updated there. So we're at facebook.com/Kamsack Family Resource. There will also be a special page on the SIGN website at www.signyorkton.ca, where we will have up-to-date information on the programs. You know, Dick, I think it's important that we all understand that COVID-19 pandemic has brought so many new challenges to the families. The stress just of balancing work, childcare, and keeping informed on a daily basis of what's going on with the pandemic can weigh very heavily on them. So it is in our job to support them in many ways. And this great country of ours and the giving that's happened through this grant, we're here to help.
Well said, Andrea, that, it's not something we see all that much, as we're talking to people. People sometimes try to hide the problems that they have, especially with COVID. I can only imagine, for a young family with little kids, how tough this has been, because I'm no longer in that kind of situation. But I'm sure that this will be extremely helpful for families with children in Kamsack who can use help with food and with preparing healthy food. And I expect you two are going to be pretty busy running this program. Yeah, are you looking for any volunteers? Is there a room? Is there a place for volunteers as far as getting some help?
I think so. We would accept volunteer help, especially with packing the meal kits, I think. So anyone interested they can give us a call, they can contact us.
New Sign for the Times podcasts are published every 2 or 3 weeks. In upcoming podcasts, we will talk with those who have been assisted by Sign's various programs and with program managers and staff who provide that assistance. If you have comments or suggestions, please feel free to email communications@signyorkton.ca or use the contact options on our website at www.signyorkton.ca. We are also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Sign Yorkton. Thanks for listening, and we will talk again soon.